我が姿は正義、我が姿は世界。あがめよ、たたえよ、この気高くも美しい、不死にして最強の神ザマスを。
Go. Alright, anyways, INT Zamasu EZA is officially out in game. We're able to see that beautiful intro animation yet again, and we're gonna go ahead and talk about what this guy is able to do here. It's a pretty good character. I think that a lot of people are hating on this guy a little bit, right? I feel like he's better than a lot of people are giving him credit for, but again, we'll talk about what this guy is doing right now. He's not really a great leader. You could technically run him if you really wanted to. 4 key to Batar, Worldwide Chaos, 170% stats, that's fine, right? But we saw there in his intro animation, he does get that if there's another Batar ally on the team. And with that in mind, he will change Tech Key Spheres to Rainbow Key Spheres, which we saw at the beginning of the turn. And he receives an additional Key 1 per Key Sphere obtained. On top of that, with his basic effects, he will randomly change Key Spheres of a certain type that are not INT and Tech to INT Key Spheres, which is why we have a bunch of INT Key Spheres here, just a ton of them for us to grab and just use whichever way we please. He has a baseline of 20% reduction, 200% attack and defense, and another Key 1 per Key Sphere obtained. So for the first 5 turns, he has 2 Key per Key Sphere obtained. Now, there is an ability he gets with 10 Key or more, which we unfortunately are not able to get. We see that there is a scouter from the INT Goku Black clone here. When he gets 10 Key Spheres, he will nullify and counter unarmed super attacks, which this blue Goku does do unarmed supers. Unfortunately, we are not able to get 10 Key Spheres. Honestly, the 10 Key Sphere restriction is kind of crazy. I don't know why it's 10. I feel like 10 Key Spheres are like why is it 10 Key Spheres? That's a lot to ask for. Should have just been like 6 or 7. But we're gonna just give him all these keys anyways. Doesn't really matter what else this guy's gonna be doing here. We'll give Ajo Rose this, and before we continue on, we'll point out, I guess, what else he's doing here. So what is he looking like? Excuse me. He's looking at 394k defense, right? So keep in mind, Zamasu does get a lot of different buffs depending on when he's attacking at 12 key, at 18 key, and at 24 key. To put it in total, if you're attacking at 24 key, this guy has 200% attack and defense when attacking. I believe that also activates when the counters will go off. So if he does nullify and counter this unarmed super attack, he will get those abilities. At 24 key, he's also doing a 100% chance to crit, and he'll launch 2 additional super attacks. So that's going to be pretty massive. And again, this number looks pretty low, of course. It's not good at all, but the amount of defense that he gets when he super attacks and gets all these abilities off are quite good here. So again, we can go ahead and just grab that. We'll see what this guy is doing. But with that alone, he's at 1.18 mil. We see the counter right here. And we're looking pretty good. So what is this? A 4.2 million counter. Keep in mind that tremendous power counters are 3 times the value of what is shown. So that 4.2 million is actually a 12 mil counter right there. This is all before he super attacks too. So we see, bam, he's able to push this guy back. And he's shooting out a 33 million attack stat. Again, this is without any like legendary power, godly power. He does have a lot of support here though. We shoot out a 20 million attack stat. Again, his damage numbers look pretty decent to me. I'm not gonna say they look insane so far. He is guaranteed critting though, and that's really huge. Just not having to worry about type disadvantage or the amount of defense this guy's at. He's just always going to be doing the same amount of damage to everyone. And we got the hidden potential system additional that was actually a normal. Now, you may be wondering, what is Zamasu's defensive ability after he gets all these attacks off? Well, again, he does have a 100% attack raise and a 50% defense raise on his 18 key super. Then for every 12 key super attack he does, he gets a 50% attack raise and an 100% defensive raise. So with both of those 12 key super attacks, that is 200% defense alone. And with the 18 key, that's another 50% defense. So once we actually put these numbers in play here, both super attack this guy's actually at 4 million defense. He also does gain an additional 10% reduction for each attack received or evaded within the turn. So that is 4 million defense with 60% damage reduction. That is pretty good. Now again, we had both the INT clone and the AGL Rose supporting, which is giving us a lot of stats. We really do need to keep that in mind. The amount of stats that we actually do get from the support abilities from those two characters. Because the INT clone is giving us what? Around like 50% support, and then AGL Rose is giving 30% himself. So there's a lot of support going on right there. I really do think that maybe you could have been hitting a little harder, considering that you're not usually going to be putting this guy in slot 1. I think a lot of times you will put this guy in the the second or third slots, and maybe once in a while you may actually see him actually be put in the what's it called, first slot, but it's very situational that that's actually going to happen. But again, we have STR Rose here. He is basically the key character of this team, the bread and butter for this like Super Bosses Extreme Class team. And this INT Zamasu is actually going to link pretty nicely with him. They do share, I believe, 4 links in total, or no, 5 links in total. Dismal Future, Nightmare, Big Bad Bosses, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. Last turn, we actually were missing the Legendary Power link, which of course matters, right? Having that Legendary Power link will be really, really good for us, as it is a pretty huge attack buff that we do need to consider. What, 20% attack will definitely matter. We also will be able to get an additional 60% attack from the STR Goku Black, his 18 key super attack effect, which will boost our damage a little bit. It's not going to be anything crazy, but it will boost our damage to a decent, significant portion. So yeah, no, I mean, Physical Rose here doesn't really contribute much, honestly. I kind of just brought him just because the domain. And that's kind of it. Just the domain ability. It is giving a pretty huge boost to super bosses, right? And honestly, I'm kind of just yapping until we get to the next turn. I am live, so I mean, it's good that I'm just going to be yapping, but we're not going to be keeping this like a recurring kind of thing going on here. So again, we have AGL Rose supports. We have Fusion Zamasu here. We're going to go ahead and let Fusion Zamasu sit in slot 2 this time. So he is starting up at 340k. Keep in mind, last turn he was at 390k defense. That is the result of losing the support ability that we did get from the INT Goku Black, right? Very, very important to go ahead and consider. We'll let STR Rose sit in slot 1. Fusion Zamasu, again, we're looking really good with Ki. We technically got 10 plus Ki spheres here. We don't really need to grab all of them. We'll just go ahead and grab all of these. And this guy in this turn should be hitting a bit harder. Not crazy extra amount of harder, but he should be hitting a little bit harder. So that's going to be nice. Now, post super attack on this turn, given that this guy will likely super twice, he's going to get a 3.5 million defense, which again is like, with just starting off 30% reduction, it makes me worry a little bit about how crazy things are gonna go for like the newest fight. We're gonna take him into the newest fight in this video, of course, but it makes me a little worried about like how strong he might be against maybe some of those AoEs, or some of the, like when the super attacks start hitting really hard. I think he'll be pretty good in that fight though, considering he is also an attack debuffer, and he'll be doing quite a bit of damage to Zamasu anyway. So yeah, again, here we're at a 34 million attack stat, 33.9 specifically if we want to get technical with it. But yeah, and I think one really nice thing about this guy is that he does have the ability where he could actually dodge to build up the damage reduction too. The dodging to build up that damage reduction is really nice. And along with that, he will get 1 Ki up to 5 Ki with each attack received or evaded. And every time he evades or receives 3 attacks in battle, he will recover 10% HP at the end of turn. So again, looking pretty decent. We'll skip ahead until the next turn, And then, because right here we're going to activate the Physical Rose domain, and with this domain we'll also be able to use the S tier Goku Black active skill. That does give a lot of different buffs, right? S tier Goku Black's active skill itself does give a 15% attack buff and a 25% defensive buff. Well, we might play him here actually, just cause I think, yeah, it'll be a good little spot to go ahead and play this active skill here. We'll go ahead and use it. I think that'll be a really fun thing to see, just cause all these actives are so good. We'll play Physical Rose first though. Alright, we're back, and we actually did use both of the Goku Black's actives, but we're also going to use INT Zamasu's active skill. This will give us a really good kind of look at like his defense post super here. So what is it looking like right now? 640k, huh? That's again a very drastic jump from what his usual numbers are. Okay, so again, we'll be playing this active skill here. I could wait an extra turn, I guess, just so that it hits harder. Wait, we'll wait an extra turn, because next turn it hit harder because we're gonna have the INT clone on rotation. So we'll just do this, the usual stuff. We'll grab, I guess, these 8 key spheres with you, Fusion Zamasu here. So what defense are you gonna be at post super attack if you're again 640k? I'm gonna calculate this on the side right here. And then we'll see what his actual attack stats are going to be here as well. I think they should be pretty good. So post super, his defense is 6.7 million defense without any defensive support. Again, this is just the domain and the Goku Black's actives. 6.7 mil with up to 60% reduction is really good, actually. That's a very, very good defensive stat for having that amount of damage reduction there. Yeah, okay. That's really nice. Alright, Fusion Zamasu, what are you hitting here? 48 mil attack stat is also... That's like 48 mil guaranteed crit. That's where we're like looking pretty nice here. Definitely love to see that. Into 31 mils. Now again, a lot of the buff we're getting is because of the Physical Rose domain. Right? But I think Physical Rose is definitely a character you could use in many of these different stages. I would say the only stage I wouldn't really take him into is the new fight. But even then, you could probably get away with him there. I just personally wouldn't use him there. Oh, we're going to see a really hard-hitting counter here, actually. What does this do? The 20 mil counter? Bro, that counter... Also, the counter does count for one of his damage reduction counts. That counter is a 60 mil guarantee crit counter, actually. Because, again, the actual value of it is 3 times the amount of what it's shown. So that 20 mil is 60 mil, which is... That's a really hard-hitting counter attack, for sure.
さあ、大地を貫き全てを歩みましょう。神の世の到来を祝う宴の始まりだ。絶対の雷。
But enough, this guy does actually have a KO screen. I'm not able to show it. No, actually, I am able to, like in here, but we could actually... I'm gonna switch over, and then we could... I'm just gonna show it the screen. That's his KO screen, chat, in case you haven't seen it. Looks pretty cool, but yeah, we're not able to see here. Anyways, pretty nice. So he's at Yeah, 1.96. Yeah, so his defense is at 1.96. And sorry, someone knocked on my door. They didn't need me for something, but 1.96 mil defense, which is a really high defensive stat that we're seeing right here from this guy. Because again, keep in mind, he does get 250% defense basically when he supers, not counting any additional super attacks, which is really crazy. So if we actually put the numbers in again to a calculator, that's 6.8 million defense on this turn. Actually, and let me reset the turn. We can get even more damage. We're gonna get even more damage here because, what's his face? STR Zamasu does share more, in terms of stats, right? He actually does give a pretty significant extra boost because he will have Godly Power. Godly Power is a 15% attack link that he will actually give him. And it's going to be really nice to see that extra damage. Plus, we'll be able to see STR Zamasu do a little bit of his own thing, right? This is why I kind of wanted Fusion Zamasu to be a slot 1 character. Because if he was a slot 1 character, then we would actually be able to take advantage of that, right? Like having a rotation very similar to this. And again, we'll play the active skill again here. It is guaranteed critting. It does activate everything. Pretty nice, but again, actually, well, I guess I could have went to STR Zamasu there, but it's fine. Also, this Zamasu is not getting support from Goku Black because he's not a Goku Black character. So this right here will be his best looking turn specifically, I would say. Just in terms of like his attack stats and defensive stats. So we're gonna also be able to see like what the counter looks like pre and post super, which will be really good for us. So right here, it's a 7 mil, which is a 21 million counter, guaranteed critting, of course. Then now 57 mil attack stats with guaranteed crit in this turn is pretty good. Then we do what? A 36 mil attack stat, and should be followed by another one right there too. And the other one is 38.9, 39 mil. Same thing basically. That's pretty crazy. This is in-game, yeah. And then we didn't get the third super. But if he did get the third super attack by any chance, he would actually be at 8.8 million defense. With 60% reduction. He did not counter, unfortunately. But he would have been at 8.8 million defense, which is insane. Also, 55% Zamasu hitting a 8 mil attack stat was pretty funny, actually. Oh no, that's it. That's it. That was a 76 mil attack stat. What am I? I'm stupid. 8 mil. I'm actually really dumb. I can't do. Okay, I read it as an 80 mil attack stat, but for some reason I said 8 mil. It wasn't 80 mil. 256. Really crazy turn from these two characters. I'll be hopping into a new fight right now, and we're gonna see what Zamasu does there. I think he'll be looking pretty good. All right, we're back here. We have a lot of key spheres, INT key spheres generated for us, which is really nice. I wanted to get the 18 key super attack, but I guess that's not gonna work out really well, huh? Yeah, okay, so we're gonna have to grab just this with Goku Black. It's fine. We'll go ahead and give this guy these INT key spheres, and then we'll give LR Rosie all the other ones. So we'll see what Zamasu and INT Goku Black do together. This should be a pretty good turn, all things considered. This should be a pretty good turn. As long as we don't get supered instantly by Goku Black here, we should be good. Yeah, okay. Nice. We're looking nice here. We're not going to get the attack buff, unfortunately, but it's not the end of the world that we don't get the attack buff. All right, there's the AoE. Yeah, okay. Zamasu does not take the AoE very well, huh? No, he does not take the AoE quite well. That hurt. Dang. Okay. 350k from the AoE, dude. That's without any attacks. Okay. That's the second AoE. So until we start attacking Goku Black, this guy is going to be very susceptible to those AoE attacks. Now, post-attacking, though, he should be good. Give me one more super. Let me see the extra super attack here. Oh, it's a normal. It's always a normal. Stop doing that. Healed a little. Oh, he's gonna... Rose's gonna super the end, is he? We're dead here. We're definitely dead here. Okay. And if when that happens, that's fine. We'll just go on to the next event. Well, not the next event. We'll just go on to the... we'll just hop into another run here. Man, that does suck. Because he didn't super this turn, right? From what I'm understanding. Yeah, okay. We'll be back. Not the best rotations, but I kind of want to see what he does here. Like, him locked in slot 1 is obviously not great. We do have, actually, the attack debuff from the tech clone here, which is really useful. Actually, it's pretty good, though. Sweet. So I could actually grab these int ones. We want to save orbs for Broly Trio as well, if we can. Grab this here. No Techie Spheres. You know what? He changes the Rainbow Key Spheres to Tech, doesn't he? That does suck a bit. I don't want to get rid of all these, but I kind of have to. We still should be able to get 7 orbs with Broly Trio next turn, so I'm not really worried. Alright, we did dodge the AoE attack. That probably would have done a lot of damage to us. Oh my goodness, that hurt. Goodness. Okay. Yeah, it just... He has stuff in him for this event. I think once we start getting Goku Black out the picture, the AoEs are actually not going to hurt him as bad as you would think. It's just really about getting past the very first turns. Yeah, his build-up is like 6th anniversary Vegeta, where Blue Evolution Vegeta doesn't need to take a bunch of different attacks. What does he take this Goku Black Super for, though? This is post-super attack here. He has a bit of build-up. Double digits, even on turn 1, is pretty good. Obviously, it's post-super, but I'm definitely taking that. I like... Yeah, that was pretty good. Well, actually, Goku Black's debuffed. I'm like, wow, that was really good. But he's debuffed, so he better take double digits from debuffed Goku Black, right? Like, he better. That's crazy. Okay. We'll try to get to the next turn. It depends on how, you know, locking happens and stuff like that, but yeah. Alright, luckily, Fusion Zamasu got locked and the AoE's right at the end. So as long as we don't get, like, instantly hit with the super attack, we should be good here. And I actually think we could kill, we can kill Zamasu here, I'm thinking. With LR Rose and the, Ajo Goku Black here, I think we can kill him. The only issue is that the AoE attack. Are you serious? Why? Okay, well, that's cool. We're dead. Awesome. A lot of you guys may think I'm crazy. I trust Fusion Zamasu. In Fusion Zamasu, we trust. The GOAT is gonna completely decimate. It's gonna be crazy. You know, I wonder, is this a team build we could attack Goku Black first with? I think so. Like, we could probably just start attacking Goku Black with this team. Because there's Fusion Zamasu lowering attack, Goku Black lowers attack. Ouch! That hurt. Maybe not this run. Let's see. Do not lock Fusion Zamasu, please. If you lock him in slot 3, I will cry. Okay. That's also so not better. That's... Stop! I almost... Ooh, I would not be weak. We will not use the item here. Let's just attack you. We'll just keep attacking Zamasu here. We'll let Goku Black sit there. And then Fusion Zamasu. Okay, let's see what kind of damage you could do against Zamasu here. I think it should be pretty good. We'll have the extra attack buff, which would be nice, right? Physical Rose is actually usable in this event? Maybe. Yep, Broly Trio Cook. Yep, Broly Trio Cook. Look at him. Look at my goat. Look at my King Broly Trio, man. Amazing. Fantastic character. Just truly, truly the best. This is becoming a Broly Trio showcase at this point, man. Fusion, you know what? Actually, no. Fusion Zamasu. This is Fusion Zamasu. You know why? The orb changing. Without Fusion Zamasu's orb changing, we wouldn't have a successful Broly Trio turn 1 potentially. Fusion Zamasu Rainbow Orb changing allowed us to live. That's his contribution. Everything about that, I just did. Okay. I don't think we're gonna get supered here, but we'll just still show the damage that he's doing, and then we'll come back around once we actually get Zamasu back on rotation. Yeah, again, Zamasu looks like he's gonna be quite good here. The AoE will definitely hurt him. I do think that there's a pathway where you can attack Goku Black first, and then like you attack him, you will be able to debuff him a lot. Zamasu has a 30% debuff on his 18 key. Dude, yeah, we're doing crazy damage with Zamasu here. Zamasu is already at half HP. It's pretty good. I entered the right stage again, right? The Grade A Power Team, I did not enter the right stage. Let me double check that. I entered the right one, right? I'm not crazy. I clicked the right stage, didn't I? Yeah, this is Super 3. I was just being extra careful. No, actually, no, this is not the right stage. This is not the one that I did here. Let me check. It would be really funny if I entered the wrong stage again. Because I feel like his health is so low. Oh, this is Super 3. Okay. We're good. Ajiro Rose lived the super attack from INT Goku Black. It was crazy. He cooked. Ajiro Rose. I know it was a very weak one, but that was without damage reduction buildup. He lived it. He lived. We're at 1% HP, but we're alive. We see the next day. We're here. We're cooking. Yes. So we're back here. Oh, man, this sucks. This is awful. We are dead. It's cooked. Yeah, man, this is so close to being a success, but the normals are gonna kill me. Because I don't have to worry about healing, so I could use the Goku Black active. But like, by killing Zamasu, that doesn't alleviate the locking, because the lock was already placed in our characters. Like, I could use Zamasu's active, but yeah, the locking is not going to be alleviated at all, which is very unfortunate. So I might as well get the boost, and maybe it'll boost my defense enough. I don't know. Let's just use this. Zamasu's dead here regardless. He's still alive? What? He's gonna heal! But I get the defense boost now. I don't know if that's gonna even let me live though, the normals. I have to dodge. I literally would have to dodge a normal too. Again, we'll get this here. We'll see what happens, but I'm not very hopeful. We'll see. Get the dodge? No. Yeah, okay. Unfortunate luck, but I think we got a pretty good showing of what Zamasu is able to do here. I think Zamasu looks pretty strong overall, just like across all difficult stages of the game. Yeah, I mean, he looks pretty good. I think they did a good job with his EZA, honestly. Unfortunate, yeah, just him getting locked in slot 1 is just a no-no. It's just very tough. I feel like there is a run where you attack Goku Black, and that's probably the better outcome, where you attack Goku Black, right? And you just have him already debuffed, locked down. he could be debuffed enough, like the Glorio and Buhan runs, to where he literally can't damage you anyways. And then Zamasu's not going to kill this guy. So I think that's what you will do. I'm going to test it out before I do like my next tier list, whenever that's going to be, so I can have a good idea of what Zamasu is going to do. But this is just a showcase we're pushing out. Let me know what y'all are thinking. I appreciate y'all for watching. And I'll be live on the live stream here still, but this video is going to end. Peace out.